We have just a few in this space, but I'm going to get started. Why not? Okay, let me do the universal greeting. I'm going to let the music play in the background just for a little bit while I do this greeting. Hopefully it's not too loud. But it is the Lunar. Oh, my goodness. Happy New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. OMG. What an amazing day for it. It's absolutely sunny and beautiful where I'm at. Hopefully it is for you if it's daytime. So Beijing, it's your day today. Ni hao. Year of the snake, they say. Wow. Well, we got to look more into that. London, hello. Top of the morning to you. Los Angeles, hey. Paris, bonjour. Lisbon, hola. Bienvenida. Vamos. Hey, I'm just saying a bunch of words. Hong Kong, hello. Sweden, hey. Toronto, good day, and Tokyo, konnichiwa. My name is Trudy Art. I kind of like to do a universal greeting because it is nice to greet people. I like people, believe it or not. I actually do, and I'm interested in people. So I hope some people will stroll on in here, tag a friend, retweet this. Come on, let's get it going. Get some folks in here. Let's not be lonely here. People still crying in their beer. And I'm not just talking like the beer. I mean, they think it's a beer market. Okay, people? Well, this is the Universe Wallet. It's an indexer, explorer, minting, and marketplace all on tapwallet.io. Unleashing Bitcoin's full potential. Making the Universe Wallet your all-in-one solution to manage all your assets in one place with full support for TAP, DMT, UNAT, Runes, ERC20, LRC20. Oh my God, I got to get water today. Lambda, SRC20 stamp, Dust20, and more. Man, the list is growing so long. What are they going to come up with next? Trust me, they're cooking in the background. They're going to come up with something. Hey, you know what? Before we get started, because we got started a little later than we should have, okay? I think we got started just a bit after 11 here. Folks, this is not financial advice. Seriously, this isn't. This is just somebody talking in a microphone. How can you take advice from somebody talking in a microphone? You literally have not even met me, so you should go and meet yourself, go to the mirror, have a conversation with yourself and say, hey, why don't I do some research? And, you know, how do you do research? Well, you have to ask questions. Literally. So I have some. Okay, do you have your water ready? I talk a lot about water. That's my glass straw. I actually broke a glass straw. Oof. So upset. Now I got to get another one. But I'm taking a sip. I need to refill. Water is so good for you because you have to let your blood flow. If you don't, it's going to get sludgy and you're going to have medical bills. Okay, so drink water. Fluids won't do. It has to be clear water. So think about it. Blood pressure monitor. Do you have one? Go get one. I'm being real because you should take your blood pressure. I've got one close by if I need. And that'll help me. Okay. Listen, what are you doing right now to help yourself through this time right now? What is this time? Well, we are in a bit of a funk. What kind of funk are we in? Oh, you know, the market. Everybody's waiting for the Fed, the this, the that, the other. But listen, people, it's a game. They've gamified the system. Get your positions. Stay calm. Carry on. It all cycles around. And then you're going to want a time machine. You're going to want to go back. So keep it calm. After this song, I will shut this off. This is supposed to be stamped with attitude. So that song doesn't sound like it has a ton of attitude. It sounds really mellow. Hey, but I'm going to start talking just a little bit about two airdrops. And then there's something really big happening with some minting stuff. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But If you're not familiar with the Universe wallet, well, please get familiar with it. This wallet has been out since March of 2024. It's going on to 12 months. They've accomplished a lot within 12 months, or almost 12 months. Pretty astounding what they've done. And I got to tell you, they're not sleeping. Okay, they're not sleeping. What does that mean? They're not crying in their beer. They keep moving. They keep moving along. And what they do is they keep providing tools so that if you're interested in Bitcoin as an asset, and I'm not going to necessarily do a rant-a-log, but I'm going to tell you something. If you're here for a quick buck, pack up and leave right now. Yeah, literally leave right now. Get off of here and go to Solana. That's what they do. And make sure that you're ready to lose some of your whatever over at Solana, because that's what they do. Solana's a ton of fun, but if you don't jump in and jump out at the right time, sorry, it's over. But if you've come to Bitcoin looking for a quick buck, it's not going to happen. That's not how it works here. Go back and look at the history of Bitcoin. In fact, if you're not sure what Bitcoin really is, like the spirit of Bitcoin and what it's here to do, because I think people are coming here thinking that it's Solana and it's not, go to hope.com. Hope.com is a website that has been created by Laser Eye Good Maxi. Yeah, Good Maxi, sailor. And he created that website to give hope, because he's serious. He doesn't just go out there every day using interesting words and talking about this orange magic Bitcoin for nothing. Like, he literally believes that the only hope left, if you're in the fiat game, is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has proved over time that it is going to be the place that everyone will line up. Everyone meaning the powers that be, the governments, the Wall Street, the corporates, all of them. They'll line up there because they can see the hope in it for what they're doing as well. The dollar is quickly losing its value. It's not keeping up with inflation. So a dollar can no longer buy, a loaf of bread. You're going to have to spend more than $1 to buy a loaf of bread. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, when one Bitcoin came out, it couldn't buy anything. Couldn't even buy a piece of gum. Now, one Bitcoin can get you, can get you a very nice vehicle. It can get you a vacation, and it can get you groceries for a year. Just one Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is holding its value, and not holding its value. I mean, Bitcoin is creating value for the holder. It's creating value because it's able to fight that nasty inflation. So the reason I'm sharing this is because as I look in the timelines and I see people crying in their beer market, I think they're forgetting why Satoshi created Bitcoin. Like, go and maybe review that so that you don't get confused. Okay, so I want to stop saying that's for sure. I do want to share something big that the universe is doing, and because I think they get it. When I say they, hey, I'm Trudy Art. I'm here doing some spaces. Okay, we'll see how long that goes, but I'm doing the spaces right now, and I got to tell you, I am really loving what the universe is doing, creating tools for us to consider in our journey of being on Bitcoin. Okay, so if you're going to be on Bitcoin, what are you planning to do here? The name of the game is to stack sats, and I think people forget that. It's to stack sats. If you already have multiple Bitcoins, that is fantastic. if you don't have multiple Bitcoins or even one Bitcoin, then the whole name of the game is to stack those sats until you get to one. How are you going to do that? Well, you can DCA, dollar cost average. How? Well, you can take your fiat from your real world job and or life, and you can start buying little bits here and there. Or you can consider investing in the Bitcoin ecosystem, as they say, the various Bitcoin protocols. And as you invest, and if you can take that investment, and if you can, 2x that investment, 3x that investment, then there you go. You are stacking sats. Yeah, that's the name of the game. So the universe is providing opportunities, not guarantees. No one provides those, people. There's no guarantees, like, at all. The only guarantee, is death and taxes. That's about it. By the way, U.S. president is now looking at ixnaying taxes. Okay, literally. Yeah, okay, I said again. So let's go to what's happening this week. In fact, today. I want to get to this right now because this is pretty big, okay? So this is another opportunity that the universe is giving you, is giving me. And what is that opportunity? Well, there's a mint that is about to take place here, and let's get it. So FRUC. Have you ever heard of FRUC, people? Well, there is a BRC20 FRUC presale that is going to be happening. Now, the presale offers 100% of the total token supply under the BRC20 standard. The token operates independently and is not affiliated with FRUC NFT collection. You actually can mint. Yes, you can go ahead and mint. So when are you going to be able to do that? It's UTC time, so check it out wherever you're at. And the mint will actually, let me just get some information on. Okay, so the mint starts at 1 p.m. UTC, launching our brand new decentralized presale module, open to everyone. Yeah, absolutely everyone. So here are some of the rules. It's a soft cap, so 0.25 BTC. If soft cap isn't met, the presale extends by the 24th. 5% of soft cap raised in 24 hours, presale closes, and tokens are distributed. Minimum investment is actually 0.0001 BTC, which is approximately $10 USD. 5% platform fees covers transfers and inscription costs. So this is a fair, secure system designed to protect presale buyers while offering flexibility. Hey, don't miss out on this. This is interesting. This is going to be an ongoing opportunity. Okay, so head over to tools, then you click presale, then you click BRC20, and then you should be right at the screen that gives you the opportunity to start minting FRUC. That's FRUK. And again, it is not it has nothing to do with the official NFT collection. This is just an opportunity, people, because that's what they create in Bitcoin. Opportunities for you to stack sats. And the best way to stack sats is to mint. Yeah, it's to mint. Minting almost allows you to become a market maker. If you can become a market maker, that's a pretty big deal. So think about that. Yeah, for real. Let's see who is out there so we can get a stamp conversation starting, because that's why we're here. Let me just shout out some people. I got Low 90. Yo. Hey, Bitcoin Ape, you're going to unmute yourself. Sadie, how are you, Sadie? Hope all is well with you. Azu Farmer, seeing you a ton. Good for you. This is Crypto. Let me see what name you are here. Crypto Child. Crypto Child, what are you up to? Let's see. What are you doing out there, Crypto Child? Top Dev, always kind of ninja sneaking in here. Good for you, Top Dev. Hope you're having a great day. Bitcoin Ape, let's just start a conversation here. I know that you're all about the stamp, so let's get in here and talk a little bit about stamp, because I've covered some of the things that I need to cover when it comes to
GM.
the universe. Hey, listen, oh my God, I have been sneaking into some of the spaces. I'm going to be honest. And I went in one of the spaces that there was a big discussion this week. I think I mentioned it last week on the whole runes and oh boy, ordinals, BRC20, and to say that we are in the midst of a civil war in Bitcoin is it's a small thing, but we are really in the midst of it. It was really very enlightening. Why? Because the people have almost forgotten why they're here in Bitcoin. Yeah, why are you here in Bitcoin? Like, it's to stack sats. Bitcoin, you need Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need you. Okay. We don't create protocols because we're trying to get people to come into Bitcoin. No, no, no. You're creating a protocol because you want to stack your sats. So as I was in there, I was thinking, have people forgotten why they're here? Like, you're literally here to actually get some more Bitcoin and to stack sats. You're not here because you're the best thing on the planet, Bitcoin. Bitcoin was here before you and will be here after you. So I'm not sure why you're turning yourself into the sun. Icarus, don't fly too close, okay? Yeah, no. So just a little bit off topic, but what are your thoughts on that?
GM to the out, GM everyone. Yes, indeed. You know what a time to be alive right now on Bitcoin. Yes, indeed. You know, with BS20 and runes. You know, I don't know what's happened with them. They know that they are here on Bitcoin for a while now, and now they are fighting for cheeky and for nothing. So basically, maybe they are not sure for what they are holding. That's why. But here, on stamps and SRC20, we are fit, right? We are, on the feet on Earth. We are here to stay, here forever. So I'm smile. Of course, I'm kinding about runes and BRC20, but it's quite pathetic from the leaders of this ecosystem that they are fighting in public, in the eyes of everyone, on Twitter and X, instead of trying to find solution and building the ecosystem. So I don't know if this civil war will have an end, but for sure now, it's insane what's happening right now between these two ecosystems. So let's see what will happen. Wait and see, and we are trying from our side. We are building on stamps and SRC20, still building, making our marketplace, making Atomic Swipe available on SRC20, trying to reach the right, exchange to this stamp, and still working and working hard, and still get the vision of being the true protocol on Bitcoin.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to retweet it right now on my personal page, True to Art. Okay, I just retweeted it. I'm telling you. Listen, there's a reason I'm doing this. I always have a purpose of why I do things. Okay, the space was called Runes FUD, the Ordinal Show. It was a 5-hour space. I'm not going to say that I listened to all 5 hours, okay? Because I mean, I got stuff to do. But I was able to listen to most of it. And the interesting parts are like at the beginning and at the latter part, maybe say 3 hours in. They're
Yeah.
very interesting.
Wow.
And no FUD because I am fine with runes. People, I have a rune 0. Hey, I'm going to plug it right now. If you go to tapwallet.io, there's a purpose why I'm saying this. So follow me, okay? If you go to tapwallet.io, which I'm going to do right now, this is a stamp space, so don't kid yourself, okay? Because I tie everything. But if I'm there right now and I head over to inscribe and then I go to universe and then I go down a rune 0, okay? A rune 0, actually, the total cost is 0.001 BTC. And once you mint a rune 0, then you can actually get a 10x multiplier on airdrops. So that is a good thing through
Nice.
and then you can go back to inscribe, hit runes, and you can start to mint runes. Why am I saying this? Because what I'm about to say is going to sound like FUD, but it's not, okay? It's a serious thing. So once you hit runes, there's a ton of hot mints here, and minting is where it's at with runes because if you mint a rune, you have a better
Dodo,
opportunity.
couche-toi, couche-toi. Sinon, je te ramène dans ton lit. Non, couche-toi. Allez, dors. Il n'y a pas de Ben Crypto, allez, dors.
If you mint runes, then you have a better opportunity to actually make a better return on your investment, ROI, because the minting is where the magic happens, okay, people? And the rune 0 actually allows you to mint for less than you would, say, on Luminex, Xverse, and Unisat. So you're saving minting fees, okay? Now that I said that, let's go back to this runes FUD conversation that happened maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. So it's runes FUD.
Yeah.
It was on the Ordinal Show. 5 hours, and 58,000 people tuned into that show.
Wow.
58,000 people. As I was listening to that, if I was a newcomer to Bitcoin, I would be lost. I literally would be lost. Why would I be lost? Because there was so much inner speak. Like you had to be inside the club to actually know what was going on. I would be so kind of like outside of the conversation that I would start thinking, what is this? Like, what is Bitcoin? I would have probably left because I wouldn't have understood what was happening. Now, why am I saying that? Because it's important that we understand that Bitcoin doesn't need us. We need Bitcoin. And if we understand why we're here, then we can probably help others to come into Bitcoin, because it's not so much about the protocol; it's about the underlying the underlying blockchain. And that's why I always say go to hope.com, that website that Michael Saylor created, so that you can understand why Bitcoin is actually hope. Because sometimes I think what's happening within this space is that people are getting so caught up in the protocol itself that they're not understanding that Bitcoin is a game changer for people's lives. Like, it is something that's going to help them fight off inflation. It's something that's going to help them to be able to have a roof over their head in the future, be able to provide sustenance to their family, be able to even provide a life that others may not be able to live. Like, if you're used to the extras in your life, like going on vacations and, enjoying holidays and so forth, less and less that's becoming something that you can't enjoy. But why? Because the cost of things is rising. But as the cost of things are rising, so is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is rising. So it's able to fight off inflation. So if you're in a protocol and the biggest concern you have is like, how am I going to pump my personal bags so that, I can find others to be my exit liquidity? I don't think that's the point. I think you're missing the whole point of Bitcoin. It's hope for people. It's not about the specific protocol or just the specific protocol. It's hope for people. So I think the conversation has almost gotten out of hand. And Bitcoin is not Solana. It's not Solana. It's not a pump fund model. That's why it's so great. It is literally on chain. It's security. And that security is important because you want to be able to have access to your money. Okay, you want to be able to 24/7, like on the weekends, on the holidays, all of the fiat places are closed, all the banks are closed. Bitcoin never closes, so you have 24 access to your money. If you want to send money to a friend or a relative, a family member, if you want to help them out, if they have an address, a Bitcoin address, and you've got a Bitcoin address, you can easily send them help on the railways of Bitcoin. You don't have to wait till Monday morning, get into the bank, and use the SWIFT system. SWIFT is the bank system of their transfer system. And then once you go into a bank and let's say you want to send a wire or something, it takes like 48 hours. Yeah, there's other ways of sending money, but I'm just saying Bitcoin, there's so much hope in Bitcoin that I think that you can't get so caught up in your you can't get so caught up in your own narrative that you forget while you're here. That's the point that I'm making.
Bitcoin will save lives in the future, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's going to save lives. So I think that, if I'm here, my goal is to stack the sats. That's why I'm here. So how do I do that? And I have to make sure that I understand that it's not a quick flip. I don't know of any time in Bitcoin that you've just been able to just jump in and out like a Solana pump fund, with the exception of some of the stuff that they were attempting to do on fractal Bitcoin, but they've even paused that for the moment. So I think that what you have to look at is you have to look at, okay, how am I going to do that, and what protocols are going to help me to do that? Which brings me to Stamp. Okay, why does that bring me to Stamp? Because Stamp is actually in here because it understands the power of Bitcoin. And why do I say that? Because Stamp thought about the security. It said, how do I take the security of Bitcoin and build it into the protocol? And I think that's an important narrative because security is important. If you're going to build any type of long-lasting anything, security has to be a part of it, especially anything to do with finances, anything to do with collections. And so the fact that Stamp is a immutable protocol, I think that can be very attractive to people that are not here already. So that's something that the folks that obviously Mike in Space and Renamora and Arwin, that's something that they thought about. How do we build a protocol that looks exactly like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is secure, and that's important. The security of Bitcoin is important, right?
Definitely, we need to secure that. It's a lifeline, as you mentioned. So if you don't, save your lifeline, secure your lifeline to Bitcoin and stamps and SRC20, how will you do for the future, by the way? Is how I see the things. Get ready, be patient, accumulate, hold, And if you can build something on SRC and stamps, even on Bitcoin, and you will be rewarded. The world is changing. Bitcoin is here to be your lifeline in this changing world. So get ready for you, your kids, or your future, by the way. So it's how I see life, same thing. Like you can see, I really believe as well, that this is a true asset, basically. And you can see today, I saw that in US, the Fed, held the rate of the interest rate. So that means, maybe you're gonna see a long period of flat interest rate, with no cut. Now let's see what will Trump do, but what that show? That show that whatever it will happen, folks. Even if we got a cut or not a cut, Bitcoin will still be there. Tick tack, next block. You know, it's a tech that can't be disrupted or can't be stopped. So yeah, um, let's have a look, study Bitcoin. Then if you have time, have a look to Stamps protocol and SRC20. Which token could be the rise for you if it's close to your ethos, and go ahead and try, buy, hold, and see how the magic happens. So
Yeah, exactly. And get excited, people. Like, this is excitement. This is not sad vibes, okay? I don't know what is going on with the sad vibes in crypto. This is hey, there is so much opportunity. Like, start understanding the game. The game is, you have to shake out the non-believers. Why do they need to do that? Because a lot of what they do is money is made based on volatility. I said that to someone, and they tried to push back on that. Prove to me that money is not made on volatility. Excuse me.
yeah,
Okay. Look at every time the market crashes, okay? Who comes back in? The big whales to eat up all the dips. Okay. And then guess what they do? They exit on the rips. Eat up the dips, exit on the rips. That's what they do. And they do this over again. It's like holidays, but nobody gets it. Hey, you know what? Today is I'm gonna say it again. Happy Chinese New Year. Okay. It's the
yeah.
lunar.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
You're here.
Woo! Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to move into February. And guess what? There's going to be another holiday coming. It's called Valentine's. And you know what people are going to do? They're going to run out and they're going to buy chocolates and flowers and roses. And guess what they do? They do that every single year. And you know what the vendors do? The prices go up. Yeah, the prices go up. Because they know that you're all going to rush in and buy it. And there's a pattern to things. Okay. So that same pattern happens in the markets.
Yes.
They're coming out with the sad vibes right now. And they're telling us, oh, there's not going to be, the Fed is maintaining rates. What does this mean? This is, obviously they're looking at inflation progressing, and, this affects everything. So then people start pulling back, and then people start maybe pulling out of positions. Do not do that. Okay. Do not do that. If you have done your research, and I'm not telling you what to stay in, but if you've done your research and if you understand history, this is an opportunity. Right now is so exciting as people are very confused, not sure what to do. This is the time that you double down. How do you do that? Start researching, and start your research with a question. Start asking questions, because people are sometimes confused. Well, where do you go to start the research? Okay. Well, if it's Bitcoin, then maybe start with the white paper. Okay. Start there. Then go to hope.com, and then start looking at how to stack sats. And if you're given an opportunity, then go and do it. We believe, at least I know Bitcoin Ape does, that Stamp is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity because there are big players looking at Stamp. And I say this all the time. Why? Because some people aren't even checking they're not looking into the signs. They're not looking into the patterns, and patterns is how you actually create wealth, because if you can spot and understand patterns, then you're able to make moves ahead of others, like the pattern of holidays. They come every year at the exact date they did the year before. So you can prep for these holidays. You don't have to rush into the stores when everybody else is, because that's when the vendors increase the prices on you. You can prep for those holidays ahead of time, and then you can save a bit of money and time, because it's a lot of fighting the crowds to get in the stores to get whatever you want, but prep ahead of time. So we know that there's a pattern with the financial system. Okay. And the pattern with the financial system is that you have the highs and lows in the system. Okay. So let's look at, the election. Everybody in crypto was so pumped about 47 coming in. And I got to tell you, that really pumped people up. And then the markets went up. It was just irrational exuberance. And then there's been a bit of a pullback. And I know today Bitcoin is over 100,000. That's great. But there's a bit of a pullback. And then everybody's getting sad vibes. And then people, I see on the timeline, people are saying, sell, go home, it's over. It's not. People, we are not, oh my God. Once we move into the spring, move into the summer, move into the fall, okay, you're going to see this ripple of irrational exuberance followed by everything kind of pulling back and going down, and you're going to see it over and over again. But what's going to happen is there's going to be higher lows. That's right, higher lows. So if you're here, you have the opportunity to ride some of those waves. Then you can decide when to take your profit, because you do need to take profit. Okay. So if you're wanting to actually benefit from Bitcoin and stack sats, now is the time to do that. Some are saying, hey, Bitcoin is going to pull back to 70,000. Okay. So what? You don't know when that's going to happen, but today that Bitcoin is at 102,000 right now. And what does that mean? That means that you can stack sats today for 102,000. Okay, so you stack sats today at 102,000. Then what happens next? I don't know. Bitcoin goes to 90,000. Then you stack sats at 90,000. And then it goes to 150. Then you're thanking God that you stacked at 90 and 102. It's a game. You have to be prepared for the game. And so some of us are looking at other ways that we can stack sats. So we can stack sats through these different protocols. And I know that I've had some pretty good experience in the Stamp ecosystem. Okay. And so if you want to come in here and start to benefit, you can do that, but you got to do that one step at a time. So take a look at, okay, well, how can I get in a small way? Because you may not be able to get one whole Bitcoin, but I know through Stamp, it's getting me closer and closer to that one whole Bitcoin. If I can mint something at $60, and then if I can sell it at 0.1 Bitcoin, That's called orange magic. And there's others that are out there that are looking at this. And who are the others? They happen to be very large players like Binance. I keep talking about Binance, but you have to understand that they would not, under any circumstances, start tweeting about a protocol if they were not serious about it. I talked about runes at the top of the show. They're not tweeting about runes, unfortunately, and I'm no FUD to runes, but they're not tweeting about runes because I think this goes a little bit deeper than them wanting to just support the most popular protocol. I think that they want to look at the tech. Why do they want to look at the tech? I'm still trying to uncover that information, but 8 times throughout 2024 and most recently January 8, Binance has shared various posts on the education behind stamp. And I honestly think that they're about to drop something probably within the next 2 weeks.
100%. And the bull run didn't start yet, to the out.
Yeah.
The bull run didn't even start yet. The walls now, some retail are selling, but what is happening? The whales are buying like crazy of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the best altcoins and some Stan, some Kevin. Why? They are looking for that kind of of time when everybody is in doubt, and trying to flood the crypto space. Like that, they're gonna buy very cheap, at a very, very low price, and it's 100% gain for them. So be careful, folks, when it's quiet like that. The market, like 2021 or 2016 as well, when you see the pattern, and when I remember that time, everything was quiet. Everybody was thinking it was, the end of the world. Do you remember in 2020 when the COVID, was
Oh,
there
yeah.
and the crypto market exploded? Do you remember in 2016 when Bitcoin was at $200 or $300? And then, Trump came and, the market exploded. We are only at the start, folks. People are trying to get you in doubt, to get your token, to get your coin very cheap. That's the game.
Well,
That's the
yeah, and
game.
exactly. And I think that, if we can do something that, can help people to, once they leave the space, give you some action items of what you can do, because a lot of the times when I'm in these spaces, they don't actually help you with any action items. You don't know what to do after you leave the space. You just have a lot of talking, but no information, because some of the people they're OGs. So they have like, 50 Bitcoins, 100 Bitcoins, whatever. Some of us are here and we're trying to build and, stack those sats, and we're very serious about it. So when you leave, I want you to have some action steps of things that you can do so that you can actually help yourself. And you can actually go out there and do what everyone else isn't, because they're just crying in their beer right now. So that's a part of what I want. But I also want us to start sharing with others and having them, you know, come into the conversation. Why? Because that's how you build, right? You have to share and you have to let others know. So if you know someone out here, crypto Twitter, Tag them right now. Tell them come in here. There's a space going on where you can learn how to stack sats, different protocols such as Stamp, what Stamp is doing, and how we can help Stamp, because we really do need to help Stamp. Why? I have, gone into some of these telegrams where I see, I'm just going to tell the truth. I see people coming at Mike in space. Okay. They're coming at this guy saying, what are you doing? Stamp is down. Come on, do something. You got to understand, there's two parts to Stamp. There's Stamp, the protocol, which is the protocol that allows you to store data. It's just a way of storing the data on the blockchain, and they store the data in the UTXO. I have a technical definition, so if anybody wants the technical definition, please step up here and then I'll give you that technical definition. But if you don't, I'll just keep it moving. And I'll say this to you. Mike in Space is an artist. Yeah, an artist, an art lover and an artist, okay? So he wanted to make sure that as he's doing his art, as he's collecting on Bitcoin, because I think he's kind of an OG maxi. He wanted to make sure that all of the data, all of the art could not be removed, that it was going to be permanently onto the blockchain. That is why the protocol of Stamp was created. Renamora and Arwin are two of the devs that are involved in the Stamp protocol, and they actually have built out what was in Mike's head that is now become a part of the entire Bitcoin world, which is Stamp. Okay, so they are the devs behind Stamp. Now you have the tokens. So the community comes in and says, because communities are smart and they want to have fun, they want to start gambling. Gambling is a utility. The first token that they make is Kevin, which is a fun, exciting token, and it's a big deal. Okay. So one of the action steps today is, if you want to become a part of Stamp and SRC20, go and research Kevin, because it is the first mint, right? So they mint Kevin. That's great. But somebody else says, hey, why don't we mint Stamp? The person that said that is just a community member, because that's how it works in Bitcoin. The community can create the tokens. So someone deployed that token, Stamp, and that's all they did. And then it was up to us, because I was a part of that us. I went and minted Stamp. And once Stamp minted out, then the next place was the marketplace, which there were no marketplaces. There were just dexes. So then it populated on the dexes. And that's how it worked. It's as organic as that. There was no marketing team. So this idea that Mike is responsible for the Stamp protocol to get us listed on Binance is absolutely cray. Yeah, it's crazy, because this is a community driven token. So people, you've got to really rearrange that in your mind and stop it. Okay. And if you want Stamp the token, because I know a lot of people are maybe upset about it, I'll tell you right now, it's at 3 cents. Yeah, it's at 3 cents. It's gone down 6.27% today. I'm looking at CoinMarketCap. That token is just a community-driven token. There are no marketing teams, cabals. There's no even roadmap for it. There's no roadmap for it. So if you want to turn it into, if you want it to be like Ordi, then you have to give Binance a reason to want it to be the next Ordi. Okay. Now this is going to get really tough, and this is going to sound nasty, but literally, like I said at the top of the show, I was in a space, or I wasn't in the space, but I listened to it, and I tweeted on my page, the Rune space, where all they were doing was, complaining about how their bags weren't being pumped, but there was 50,000 people in there. Okay, 50,000 people. Our Stamp spaces, it's fine. but the largest stamp space that I've seen outside of Asia is about 600 in a space. So here we are wanting, we want Stamp to go to Valhalla. We want all these listings and all this stuff, right? But we as the community have to understand that the sexes, they look at the metrics. Unfortunately, they do look at the metrics. And so it's not really up to one person, it's up to all of us. And I know that there's a lot of people hustling their tail. They're hustling. Like the Bitcoin ape needs an award. I'm being serious. He needs an award because he is actually a believer. He's an evangelist. If he was in the religious world, he might be the Pope of Stamp. Okay, maybe not the Pope, but he would be somebody pretty up there because he's out there evangelizing. Okay. And then you've got the artists. They're out there evangelizing for their art, and they're not even shilling it. They're just sharing the tech and how it works, and they're trying to get other artists to look at the opportunities that are within the whole protocol. Okay, and so if you want this to be big, like I'm just going to be honest here, you're going to have to tag somebody. You're going to have to tell a friend. You're going to have to like, you're going to have to retweet. You're going to have to get more involved. Like if you're not following each other within the stamp world, then start doing that. Follow fellow stampers. One of the questions today, and this space will it will go, it may be shortened today if we don't get more voices in here, but it's going to go for as long as we need it to go, because we do open up Wednesdays for that. But if you look at the title of the show today, Stamp with Attitude, and then one of the things, who are the stampers in your neighborhood? Yeah, who are they? Are you following them? Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Because if you follow them, then you can get their stamp alpha. You can support their tweets and like and all of that, and like and repost. That's actually what the sexes are looking for. They're looking, obviously, for what the protocol does. So Binance is interested in the tech, but they're also looking at the community. What is the community doing? So it's important that the community show up too, and you don't sit back in a recliner and say, why is the stamp doing nothing? Because we're the marketing team and we have to do something, right? Somebody come and challenge me on that.
Big shout out as well for you, Julia, for what
I
you are
don't do
doing.
anything, to be
You are the
honest with
queen
you.
of stamps for
No, I
all
don't.
the things you do. Thank you very much. Great job, all the space and maintaining with your enthusiasm, bringing strength to the STEMS community and SRC20. And of course, all the members, of the community, we have to play the game all together. We have to follow up, to show up. I know for some of us, we have to work, we have family, we have kids, we have life, all stuff. But only posting sometime, one time a day on X, something, or liking or supporting each other. It's quite important, folks. We really need you, as a community. So let's bring, your strength to STEM, to SRC20, to show some support. I know everybody is doing his best, but we can't wait only when Binance is posting about STEMs to show up, folks.
I agree. I
It's
think,
like,
yeah.
the in philosophy we see in psychology there is a name for that. It's like I don't know, I forget the name of this psychologist who was saying, it was something anyway. when Binance is posting, everybody is showing. It's like, no, folks, we have to show up, to be there always. It's hard, but this is, this is it. This is the time to be there right now, to show our strength. When all the community around us is doubting, we have to show our strength because, we got a good product, a great product in our hand. Because, the most immutable and most, um, uh, permanent protocol on Earth with stamps. So let's show up, folks. Show some strength to the first to yourself, to your community, then, and then maybe to the other exchange.
Yeah, and you everyone is doing a great job. You're doing a great job, and there's such a whew, it's such a challenging climb. Okay, almost think of this as you're climbing Kilimanjaro or something. It's such a challenging climb in crypto because the heights are so great, and people know what it feels like when they get to the top and what it actually means. It's a game changer. So there are others that can taste that. They can taste that, and they're willing to fight. And what I mean by that is they will get as much tools and as much support as they possibly can because they want to get to that top. That top is it's gonna be a game changer for your life. So that's why I believe that the space that I listened to 2 days ago for the Rune space with the 58,000 people in there. That's why they were in there fighting, because they know what that top feels like and they want it again, and they were fighting fierce for it. So in crypto, it's not enough to just be great, because Stamp is great, like legitimately. Um, you've got to have people that can support and come around and share what that greatness is. So yeah, the people in Stamp are doing a great job of posting and retweeting, and they have jobs and so forth. But people in crypto, OMG, you have to be doing this all of the time. So maybe have a strategy. What would the strategy be? Tag team somebody, because I mean, you're busy. Tag team somebody, get them in here so that they can help you with this journey and show them how it has helped you, because literally Stamp has been one of my best plays. Okay, I've done some other stuff in Bitcoin, but one of my best plays to help me to stack sats. Yeah, I was able to turn like $60 into a lot of Bitcoin. And that Bitcoin is helping me to fight inflation. Like, we're sitting around here waiting for what the Fed says. Like, okay, what is the Fed going to say? I mean, how's this going to affect my life? Because that's what it comes down to. Like, he says something and it can affect your life. Yeah, literally, it can affect households. And so Bitcoin is helping me to fight that inflation. I listen, I'm here because I need Bitcoin. I need it. It doesn't need me. So don't get it twisted. I need Bitcoin. So I'm looking around and asking myself, how do I get more? And Stamp actually helped me. So this is my testimony. Without Stamp, I'm being very serious now. Okay, this is going to sound weepy and weird, but without Stamp, I would not um, have seen the magic. The magic that it can do for you, which has helped me to stack more sats. And now that I'm here, it's like, okay, well, I want to keep building. And how do I keep building? I have to know the people in my stamperhood, because that's one of the points on the today's space is, who are the people in your stamperhood? So I want to get out there and find them, and I want to get them in here and help them. Ask them, hey, how do you need help in your journey? Let me see. There's some names here. Pre Prelimsh. Geez, if you could unmute yourself and tell us how to say your name. Okay. I see. Thank you, HNFT Pepe. Very cool to be in here. He's an artist. Go and follow him. You can follow at HNFT Pepe. He's a digital artist, and he does fake rares, does a ton of stuff, okay? And you can actually go to his link tr. This is Linktree, I guess. linktr.ee /HNFT Pepe. Go there and support him, okay? Like that, I'm being serious. Because we need this, and sometimes people won't ask for the support. Like, we are in a war, okay? But it's kind of fun. Hey, if we win and get to the top, it's friggin' fun. I'm serious. When I minted Stamp and I was down in the trenches and, you know, fighting and trying to figure this out, and then when I saw what it could do for me and I started winning, I was like, oh my God, this feels amazing. That's why there was 50,000 people in that other space, because they know how amazing it feels when you get to the top and you can make a difference for your family. Okay. There's let's see who this is. I Ellis. I want to shout some people out. Okay. ILIAAS at SRC20 Moon is in here. Someone just came in here. Doc1 at Doc1. Matoshi. Oh my goodness. Matoshi _X is in here. Very big supporter of Bitcoin, period. Always supporting all, repping UNAT, repping Bitmap, repping domain names, repping Stamp. Big supporters. So good on you. And supporting yourself, because you are stacking your bag, sir. Good for you. Very smart. Sadie, want to give a shout out to Sadie Riggs. Very cool. Sadie Riggs came in here from GameStop, from Loop Exchange, from LRC20, rolls into Stamp, rolls into the universe. And listen, I go and look at the activity. Sadie is minting. Yeah, Sadie minted, some of the tools so that she can start stacking sats. She's buying the Stamp art. Good for her. And we're not saying you have to buy this or that. We're just saying there's ways to support. And I just want to shout out your support. And thank you for, this is called, hey, who are the people in your Stamperhood? I'm shouting them out. You know, it's a big deal to take your, when you take your fiat and you turn that into Bitcoin, and then you say, I want to stack sats, and then you go and support an artist in Stamp, that's a big deal. That's like you're casting your vote for that artist. You're casting your vote for that protocol. And you're saying that, you know, you believe in that protocol. And so that's support. So thank you for that support. Activist just got in here, has a Nancy on there. Good for you. Shout out to the Nancys. Nancy, hey people, I'm just going to say this. If you see somebody with a Nancy PFP, they're a serious individual. They're serious, okay? Nancy is a project that started on LRC20 and moved over to Solana. And I hope we can get Nancy over here on Stamp. Yeah, hello. So if you see somebody with that PFP, they're serious. Don't play with those folks. Go and follow them. You will know what cults are when you head over into the Nancy world, okay? I'm going to just plug the Nancy people and say there's a Nancy coin too, and that's on Solana. Go follow them, and they'll tell you what that is about. But I hope Nancy comes over here. Let's get Nancy on Stamp. Let's start that. Nancy on Stamp. So we can stack sats. That community, okay, if I had to pick a rock band Tell me, would they be the Grateful Dead or something? Like, who's the most culty rock band out there? Like, that has the biggest cult following? Is it the Grateful Dead? Who is it? Somebody pipe in here and tell me.
Tell us.
Anybody want to pipe in here and tell me? Because what I'm saying is those Nancy PFP people, we need to give you a shout out, because if we get Nancy over here to stamp, that'd be pretty cool. I think so. I'm going to start a campaign. How about that? Yeah. So when we're asking who's in your stamperhood, take a look around, support them, like, retweet, see what you can do for them, because obviously, you're very busy. You can't maybe do a space, you can't participate in maybe some of the spaces, but maybe you can just like a post, maybe you can retweet a post for them, maybe you can share the art. Maybe you can remind people that there is a protocol out here that is a mirror of Bitcoin. And as a mirror, it will do what Bitcoin is doing for us. We are here for it. It's not here for us. Bitcoin is going to move on no matter what we think. So now is not the time to be crying in your beer. Yeah, your beer market. Don't believe the hype, the not hype people. This is a game. They're trying to wear you out. It's called the art of war. They're trying to wear you out and get you to think, go home, it's over. It's not over. Okay? Hey, don't turn me into one of those people that have to get on the microphone and start screaming. It's not over. We're not effing going. Okay. Bitcoin Ape, get back in here.
Yeah, indeed. That's only the start. That's only the start. Do you think that Bitcoin will stop at 100K? It's going to the million, folks. Did you see the news today? The Czech Republic,
Pardon me? Sorry.
planning they're starting to do that.
Your microphone. Can you say that again?
The Czech Republic.
Oh yes.
You're gonna buy maybe $5 to $7 billion of Bitcoin for the strategic reserve, folks. So that's only the start. People, countries are FOMOing in 2025. Countries for the strategic reserve. Do you think that the Fed will not cut, during 25? Any rate cut? You will see a massive rate cut during 2025, folks. Get ready. Bitcoin is going to the million. No financial advice for sure, but it's going to the million. I'm telling you, this is only the beginning. The world is changing. Bitcoin will be your lifeline. I'm not joking, folks. I'm true.
Yeah, I think
When you see everything, when you're zooming out, the countries, the companies, the people, everything, will rush to Bitcoin for sure. And also for the crypto space and for his ecosystem, We are only at the beginning, folks. I'm telling you, no financial advice, but I'm very convinced, when you are seeing the low signals around us, that this is time for crypto. Look in the US, for example, now Trump, he's a crypto president. If I told you 2 years ago that Trump or the US will have a president, a crypto president, you will say that I'm crazy. Look now where we are. He's even creating his own meme coin. Yeah, folks, that's only the beginning of crypto. Massive, things are gonna happen on crypto. Tokenization, gaming, you know, a lot of things. The money gonna change forever for the next 100 years. Data and digital assets gonna be permanent and immutable online. Digital world now is surpassing the physical world. You know what I mean? We are entering in the physical world. AI agents are coming for your crypto, and you think that it's finished. People, or I don't know, mainstream media, if they will still mainstream media, are trying to convince you that is over. It's not over, folks. It's still time to take the train. It's a very, you are very early compared to 95% of the world population. So please don't tell me it's over, folks. Don't tell me the bull run didn't start. It's only the start for this super cycle. It's a super cycle. For the next 2 years, you're gonna see pump like you never seen before, folks. So get ready, be patient, accumulate. No financial advice, of course, but you know that that's only the start of this great revolution, this crypto revolution, this Bitcoin revolution, this data, this digital asset and permanency revolution, folks. So welcome to the new paradigm. It's only what I have to say, Juliet. Only what I have to say. The light is here. Only look up and you will see that we are at the start of something huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, because the next thing that we're going to talk about is why are Binance and Coinbase offering loans? But before I do, because we do say this is not financial advice, but this is human advice, humane advice. If you cannot sleep at night with anything that you have done, like anything, then you have to go correct what you've done. Like I'm being serious here because people are going to lose themselves because of doing things that others are doing that they don't understand. If you don't understand what you're doing, then undo it, please. Go undo it and go figure out what the thing is that you're doing so that you can have peace. Why do I say that? Because if you're coming over to Bitcoin to make quick money, get out of it now. Get out now and go to Solana. Okay. Or what you can do is you can go to Solana, get Nancy coin or something. I don't know. That's not advice. But you can go to Solana, figure out what you want over there. And then as you pump that, then you can bring it over to Bitcoin because this is preservation of wealth. This is like where you're going to protect your money from all of the inflation that's going on here. Now, this is a quote here, okay? The Federal Reserve left its bench rate mark. People, let me revise that, okay? The Federal Reserve left its benchmark interest rate unchanged Wednesday, like the Bitcoin ape said, okay? Hitting the pause button on the easing campaign after delivering 3 interest rate cuts in a row, and Bitcoin appeared to fall sharply at first before spiking to a 3-day high. Okay, so they're pausing. So what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is spiking as a result of that news. Okay, so it's spiking. How does that help you? Well, obviously, Bitcoin is able to keep pace and outperform any other investment that's out there so that you can go and buy more goods. That's important for you to know. But be very careful. I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin will potentially do a mini dive. Yes, it will. You have to be ready for this. Why? Because it's a game. They have to shake out the non-believers and then they'll buy the dips and then they'll do the rips. Okay, go study the chart from 2009. So you've got to be prepared that you're not in here for a quick buck. It's not the quick buck place. Get out if you're in here for a quick buck. Go to Solana, like I said, because they do pump fun and stuff. No FUD against Solana. Have a strategy. Okay, have a strategy. So listen, if I'm over at Solana, which is great, and I make some money, okay, take profit as soon as you like 2x or 3x, unless you know the team and what they're doing and you're inside the rooms where the team is cooking. In Solana, take your profits and then, use some in the real world for whatever, and then maybe take some of that and stack sats, because Bitcoin is a patient game. It's a patience game. It's not an overnight. You're gonna get disappointed if you think it's an overnight game, because I do believe, and I hate to say this, everybody, that Bitcoin is going to take a massive dive. Oh my God, why did I say that? Because it's a flipping game. That's why I want to talk about why are Binance and Coinbase offering loans. Any insight on that? Bitcoin Ape, why are they offering loans?
It's insane, that now, you see Binance and Coinbase becoming banks. They are becoming banks. They are, offering loans. And look at Coinbase now. Millions of people are coming with float now in this market. Because now, if you got some BTCs, you can have a loan from Coinbase. And in one or two clicks, you can ask, for 100, dollar of loan from Coinbase. That's insane. Insane. What's happening? And for sure now, uh, people were trying with Bitcoin to bank the end bank, but I think is uh, is not this that they are happening right now. Coinbase and Binance are trying to unbank the bank people. Maybe that's insane, but I really believe that we are, going this way. That now companies and like Coinbase, Binance, even Apple or Google, or because they are sitting on on billion, even for some company on trillion of dollar of cash, and they are trying to play the game and offering loans to companies or retailers. So I think yeah, it's quite a massive game changer for the industry. Not only for the banking industry now, the competition is going to be quite tough with the crypto space, but also for the crypto industry. I think millions of people now, thanks to Coinbase and Binance, will join this market. So definitely a great future for the crypto space, that kind of new of product from Binance and Coinbase.
Well, let me say this. If you're not aware, Coinbase is doing it for U.S. citizens. Binance, where many North Americans don't have access to Binance because of restrictions, Binance is the largest exchange in the world. They put this out in September, but they retweeted this 2 days ago. And they wanted you to have a beginner's guide to Binance loans. I've got a take on this, but here's what it is. Binance loans allows users to borrow cryptocurrencies, or stable coins by using their existing digital assets as collateral. Think about that, using as collateral. Okay, think about that. Now, the service is designed to be user-friendly and flexible terms, competitive interest rates, and a wide range of supported assets, making it accessible to both novice and experienced crypto users. Types of Binance loans. Binance offers 3 types of loan products. They're flexible loans, fixed rate loans, VIP loans. You're not going to learn this in any other space, people, okay? I want to give you the straight dose, no chaser, and then I'm going to give you a take on this for you to think about. Please note that each product has its own terms and conditions. Always read the terms and conditions, because that's where they make their money. They make their magic. So they got the flexible loans. Now listen to this. There's only about 5 currencies that you can borrow from. So under the flexible loans, you can borrow, shocker, from your Bitcoin. Okay, so you can use your Bitcoin as collateral. Michael Saylor projected this. He projected this, and it is happening. So you can borrow money from your Bitcoin. People probably have already, some of you already know this, but for those of you who don't, here you go. You can borrow from your ETH. You can borrow from USDT. You can even borrow from Solana. Yeah. And you can borrow from USDC. The interest rates are actually calculated hourly, and they're annualized interest rates as well. You can go and figure out what they are. They offer these loans in fixed rate loans, and then there's VIP loans for the bigger clients. Okay, but here is the kicker, and I think here's the thing that you have to ask yourself. Well,
it will be great, you know.
Yes, it will be great, but just be a little bit careful, because here they tell you, before using Binance loans, it's important to understand the risks involved. The value of your collateral can fluctuate. And if it drops too much, you could, hear me out here, people, this is their words, not mine, lose your assets.
They are looking for your assets.
Okay, make sure to monitor the market. That's why I'm telling you, Bitcoin will go through dives, okay? Make sure to monitor the market and your loan status regularly to avoid liquidation. Keep an eye on your LTV, which is your loan to value ratio of your loans. As with any financial product, it's important to use Binance loans responsibly. Borrow only what you can afford to repay and avoid using your entire portfolio as collateral. Diversifying your assets can help mitigate the risk and losing everything in the market. You might be tempted, because guess what? These loans are instant. There's no credit check. There's no calling your employer. There's just, you have the asset, we'll lend you the money. And they give you all sorts of reasons why you may want to borrow. Oh, well, you may want to borrow, like, think of a reason, whatever reason you may want to borrow. You may not want to sell the asset, but it sounds good, but this is not advice, but this is common sense. I would caution you, because I think this is, as good as it sounds, it's an opportunity. And it's an opportunity for your assets to be liquidated. Because imagine that you take your Bitcoin that you have fought to actually stack sats to build this incredible wealth opportunity for your family on top of Bitcoin that is doing so much for you. And then you go and you lend it, or you're lending it to the bank, and then they lend you money. You're lending it to the exchange because they're holding it, and then they lend you money in the form of a stable coin, and then you can take that, you can cash out, or you can go invest in something else. And then all of a sudden some really crazy news comes out, and then the price plummets, Bitcoin plummets, because it's responding to the news, and you are now stuck in a trap. You got to pay that loan back right now, or they have to take your asset. They have to liquidate your asset. They got to liquidate your Bitcoin, and they take your Bitcoin. That's why I'm saying this is a game. Think about it. This Bitcoin is so powerful that they are now going to turn it into the housing market. Yeah, they're going to turn it into the housing market. They're literally allowing you to borrow Bitcoin like they would your house. Remember the housing market? Where like they were giving loans to ninja loans, no income, no job. Now it's just like, lend your Bitcoin out. You got to ask yourself why. Okay. Obviously, you're going to need to use your Bitcoin. Michael Saylor says that you can loan it out, but for the average folk out there, think about it before you do it, because if you don't have a plan, that could be an opportunity for the exchanges. Yes, it's great that they're doing that, but do you really want to loan out your Bitcoin? So Be careful. It also tells me that more are coming into the market. More are coming. That means the normie world will 1,000% be buying Bitcoin. Why? Because now they can borrow from it. Like, people buy houses to live in, but they also buy houses as a way to build wealth. They buy houses because it's wonderful collateral that you can give the bank. And then you can take out an equity out of there, and then you can buy more. Now they're treating crypto like that, and not just any crypto, Bitcoin specifically. So Bitcoin will be on that list. Ethereum is on that list. USDT, Solana, and USDC. That's if you're in. That's if you're with Binance, the largest exchange in the world. People, they are telling you, this is how you can read the future. They're telling you that Bitcoin is going to be an asset that will act similar to housing. So remember, people got locked out of the housing market. People are going to be locked out of Bitcoin. They won't be able to buy into Bitcoin because it'll be too expensive, but they'll be able to borrow from Bitcoin. So if you can borrow from Bitcoin, shut the doors. They're going to be pushing the doors open. It's going to be like a Black Friday. Okay, you know, all those shoppers rushing in? This is only starting to heat up. That's why I'm saying, if you can stack sats today, figure out a way to stack sats, but have another strategy than, say, borrowing or loaning your Bitcoin out to the exchanges. Have another strategy. I don't know what that strategy is, but at some point you're going to need access to the Bitcoin. So, I mean, are you going to have to sell some of your Bitcoin to get access to it? Are you comfortable with loaning it out? Know what you're doing, because I think this is an opportunity. There's only 21 million. So how can we extract it out of the hands of the hodlers? Let's give them loans. Hey, go watch The Big Short. I'm being serious. So this, people, Bitcoin will literally go, I believe, to where Kathy Woods and all those other people are saying. It will easy go over the $1 million if they potentially, if they carry out all this stuff that they're doing. Okay. And it'll easy crash in one day. If it goes to, you know, it can, in one day, it could crash 20, 30%. And it's not because it's not valuable. It's because it's the new game in town. Be careful. Be very careful. You have the most powerful asset on the entire planet, in your hands, in your wallet, hopefully in cold storage. This thing is going to be so powerful, you can literally write your own ticket. So be careful of what you do, because it's getting serious. This is game time now. And I'm being serious. That's why, if you're in this space today, and if you're learning this is more than just a bunch of funny memes. This is getting serious, because the players are coming. And when they come, they're going to knock everybody out of here, because this is game time now. They want this asset, and they want it badly. The fight for Bitcoin, the fight for crypto is on.
And did you see the last word from the Fed? Now, it's only now, no? They say that banks can do crypto. Bank can do crypto. It's only coming now from the Fed, you know? Crazy. So that means, you know, everybody gonna be welcome to this space. So that's why when we are saying 2025 will be, you know, crazy years, because, you know, all the signals are here to get a very massive and crazy bull run. So indeed,
Well,
you know,
what if I said this to you? What if I said to you that one day on that list would be Stamp? What if I said that to you? That you're going to be able to borrow from your Stamp? What if I said that?
could be. I think it could be possible, this way, because there is there will be less and less, less and less Bitcoin in the market. And we can see on the exchange, I think we are witnessing the lowest level of Bitcoin available on the exchange. On the OTC market, the ETF like BlackRock, like Bitwise, like Fidelity, Hong Kong, and even in Europe, some ETF as well are buying like crazy Bitcoin on the OTC market. Is OTC market, for people who don't know, is like they are not buying on the exchange; they are buying wholesales. You know, like peer to peer without exchange between them. And on exchange, we got the lowest level of Bitcoin. So what they will do in few months when if BlackRock is still buying like crazy right now and all the ETF are buying like crazy, for sure they are looking for the more scarce and more secure and immutable, crypto that is closest to Bitcoin ethos and Bitcoin mechanism. They will have a look to stand, folks.
Well, see,
And
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. So that's why I see the process of STEM going mainstream for the months and years to come. So I truly believe that they will find and looking for a way to replace these Bitcoin that are not available on the market. So that's how I see the trend for stamp and the SRC20 and stamps ecosystem. By the way.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna lend something, it has to be on a secure railway. But the ideal that you could borrow from your stamp in the future is absolutely crazy. I want to say it again. The ideal that you can borrow from your stamp is absolutely crazy, and it's absolutely why it will potentially happen. Um, why is that? Because the financial system is a game, and it always has been. It's just that it's not played by the little guys. It's played by the bigger guys. So it may not initially be a Binance that does that, but it will be a player within the crypto space that understands the lending game. And you will potentially in the future be able to borrow from, a protocol like Stamp. I said that. Yes, I did. And it is being recorded. So, because I want to be very honest here that this is all a potential pattern that I'm seeing, a potential pattern that I'm seeing. So if the large exchanges like Binance, the largest one, and Coinbase in North America are now, this is what they're doing. They're allowing you to borrow from your assets. That means those assets are going to go up. Now, it's not all of crypto. They're very specific which assets. And I think for Coinbase, they've limited it to just Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're allowing US citizens to borrow from Bitcoin and Ethereum. You don't need a credit check. You don't need to do anything. All you have to do is have the asset. Like, have you ever gone for a loan at a financial institution? It's a lot. Okay. I know, I used to work there. It's a lot. They want a lot. They have to get your tax records. They've got to check your employer. They've got a ton of stuff that they have to do. But if you own those crypto assets, they're now saying that they will give you loans. That sounds great, but unlike the traditional places where they have to seek, bailiffs to come and repo the stuff or get the sheriff to come and put the locks on the doors, in the crypto, they don't have to do that. It's easy. They just can take it. It's quite a beautiful system for them. So just be careful, because if they're doing that, then that means that they can also take those assets. So that's why I wanted to bring that up, and I wanted to bring it up because that means those assets are 1,000% going to go higher. And that means also those assets are 1,000% going to like be so volatile. You'll see things drop 20, 30% in one day because it's cleaning house time. Because there'll be people that are liquidated. So it's not something that I would run into. I would caution yourself. Go to your mirror and say, hey, why am I wanting Bitcoin? What is my plan for the Bitcoin? And if you have those answers, then be careful before you jump into this loan thing, because it's many are going to jump in thinking it's a great thing. But it is potentially going to be very devastating when people see that the markets are going to be swinging quickly like we haven't seen before in one day. And these assets are going up most definitely because of this component, this borrowing component. Does anybody have a question for me? Like, if you think that I'm crazy and just bringing up something here that is totally out of the crypto norm, because now we're getting into it, and we're gonna see this pick up like you haven't seen before. And by the way, when they crash Bitcoin, don't get worried. Don't be worried. It will come back, but there will be pain. There will be pain. Okay, so if you're planning to hodl, then oh boy, prepare yourself. And then once you see where it goes next, you will remember this conversation that I told you that this was going to happen. And I'm not saying this because I know the future. I'm just saying based on the research I've done and based on the patterns that are out there. And those patterns can actually create opportunity for you. So a takeaway today would be get serious about stacking sats. Find ways in Bitcoin that you can do that. You can absolutely do that through Stamp. You can absolutely do that through Stamp. There are projects within the Stamp ecosystem that you can jump into. There are specific tokens. One of the token is the Stamp token. We said it before, it's just the name of the token. So if you're interested in that token, you can take a look at it. It is, right today, it's a red day, so it'd be a better day. But don't buy it thinking that it's going to go up overnight and it's going to make you wealthy beyond your belief in 2 seconds. That's not how it works in Bitcoin. You have to go to Solana for that, and good luck, because man, that stuff pumps and dumps pretty quick. Anybody want to comment on the lending stuff that they're doing? Was anybody aware of that outside of the Bitcoin ape? Because I know that he follows up on that stuff pretty good. Okay, let me do a shill then. If you're wanting to get involved more with Stamp, the universe actually allows you to do that. How would you do that? Well, the universe is a wallet that allows you to get access to the different protocols in Bitcoin. So it doesn't support just one protocol, it supports all of the different protocols. And they have decided back in the fall of, or late summer really, of 2024, that they would support the Stamp protocol. So they've been building out for them. And the first thing that they built was the marketplace for the art. So if you're interested in collecting Stamp art, then you can actually go over to tapwallet.io, click marketplace, hit Stamp, and there is 9 pages of artwork that have been uploaded. Some of it is secondhand resale stuff, and some of it is art that is uploaded by the artists. And you can go and pick up some Stamp art. All of Stamp art is secure. It is transferable. and it's maintained permanently on Bitcoin, so that if Bitcoin, for any reason, not Bitcoin, but the miners who have control over Bitcoin, if they decide to make changes, they can't scrub Stamp off of the chain. So Stamp will be on there permanently. And if there is a way to undo it, it would be very difficult, because there's always a way to get stuff done that we say can't be done. It would be very difficult. So Stamp is permanent to Bitcoin. So it's almost kind of like owning Bitcoin. So all of the art is immutable art, which is kind of cool, because there's a lot of different art spaces in Bitcoin. Like, you can collect art through ordinals, and there's some really great artists there. But because of the way that the data is stored in the witness data, it can potentially be removed by the miners. Okay, so that is why Stamp gets a little bit of a diamond standard here. And the universe is supporting it by offering you the marketplace. So you can head over to tapwallet.io, click Stamp, and the artwork is there. The other thing that the universe is doing is they're providing some tools. One of the tools that they're providing is iStamps. iStamps are actually a tool that will allow you to earn 50% of the monthly marketplace revenues by owning 10 iStamps. So if you own 10 iStamps, any revenue that is generated from people buying the art, and coming soon, probably, yes, it's going to be February because it's not here yet. February, you'll be able to get 50% of the marketplace fees when people start buying the tokens. The token side of things is more active than the art stuff. But again, this is new to the universe. So as they get the marketplaces up and running and people are aware and they come in and they start buying, you're going to earn 50% of the marketplace fees. These iStamps, the cost today are 0.0002 BTC. And there's still 577 here, people. So if you're interested in minting, then 577 will remain at the cost of 0.002. This is called a shill. Yes, this is called a shill. And I shill so that they can continue to build. And they offer these tools so that you get an opportunity to almost be a VC. So you're able to be rewarded because you helped them to build out the wallet. And as with most new projects, they also offer OG passes. So I'll go into another shell. If you head over to tapwallet.io, press inscribe, and you go to tap 0 is the OG pass. If you're into Bitcoin already and you are familiar with the whole tap protocol, then the tap 0 will allow you, or rather it is the first privilege off mint on tap. Tap 0 holders enjoy a lifetime of 0 fees. So with one tap 0, if you're doing anything with on the tap protocol, then there are no platform fees. The cost is 0.001. And I mentioned at the top that the universe also gives out airdrops. If you want to participate in those airdrops, having a tap 0 gives you a 10x multiplier. Hey, that's a shill. Hey, Bitcoin 8. We can go into the last part of it here if nobody comes, and then we'll probably wrap up sooner than later. But any more thoughts on the loans? Yes, it's good, but what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, regarding the loans now, of course, it's a great news for the crypto industries, trying to onboard newbies, new peoples, new users in the crypto space. But definitely, be careful when you are using that kind of loan with your crypto, with your BTC, because folks, they are at your Bitcoin. They are looking for to get your Bitcoin, and whatever they can, do it, they will do it. They will get your BTC. And now we got the new